Okay. Uh, Hi everyone. Hi and welcome to the first tutorial session of the week or the program for this batch. Kero Deparano, Kero Sisai, and I'm going to be your one of your technical tutors for this program. So ዛሬ የምናየው more of setting up your environment, like installing Python, Git, and getting started with GitHub and so on. So make sure like since this is a very በጣም አስፈላጊ ስለሆነ ለመጀመር የሚያስፈልጋችሁ ስለሆነ make sure to ask if ካላችሁ just raise your hands and just ask, okay? ከዛ በኋላ ወዲያው ሶልቭ እያደረግን መሄድ እንድንችል ማለት ነው። So let me start by sharing my screen. I think it's better if I share full screen. So I think ይታያል my screen. Thumbs up የሚታይ ከሆነ okay, good. እሺ, so let's get started. So yeah, let's get started with መጀመሪያ Python maybe ከሌለ ፒሲያችሁ ላይ or የምትጠቀሙት ኮምፒውተር ላይ እንዴት እንደምትጭኑ ከዛ በኋላ ደግሞ ጊትን እንዴት እንደምትጭኑ ከዛ ጊትሃብ ከዛ በኋላ ደግሞ ጊትሃብ ውስጥ ደግሞ ያሉትን ፍሎዎች እናያለን። ለምሳሌ እንዴት ከክሎኒንግ ጀምሮ እስከ መርጂንግ ድረስ ያሉትን እና ደግሞ ሲአይሲዲ ጊትሃብ አክሽኖችን እንዴት ማድረግ እንደምንችል ዊልስ ካላችሁ please do ask. So like የኔ የምጠቀመው አሁን የምጠቀመው ኦኤስ ማክ ኦኤስ ስለሆነ የሁላችሁም ደግሞ የተለያየ ሊሆን ስለሚችል ብዬ ስላሰብ ለሁሉም ሪፈረንስ በማስቀመጥበት ሰዓት ለሁሉም የተለያየ ሪፈረንስ ያስቀመጥኩ ይሄን ሰው ለማክ ኦኤስ ስትሬት ፎርዋርድ ነው just install Python ብላችሁ መጫን ትችላላችሁ ኦር ደግሞ እዚህ ላይ ቪዲዮ ላይ እንደምታዩት ደግሞ you can go to python.org ላይ ሄዳችሁ you can download ሰዓት እዚህ ጋር ይመጣላችሁ። macOS ላይ ስለሆንኩኝ እኔ it's going to show me for macOS ለዊንዶው ከሆነ ለሊነክስ ከሆነ you can just download ካደረጋችሁ በኋላ ኢንስታሌሽኑ is just straightforward like እሱ የሚላችሁ መከተል ነው የሚሆነው። ለሁሉም የፓይተን አጫጫን it's not that hard. just you have to እኔ already አለኝ ግን maybe አጫጫኑ ደግሞ ጥያቄ የሚሆንባችሁ ከሆነ you can refer to this video. እዚህ ጋር እንደምታዩት it's going to come and just continue ብላችሁ ከዛ በኋላ you gonna install it. እኔ already ስላለኝ I don't want ይሄኛውን ለመጫን and if you want you can follow this. በመጀመሪያ ግን እንድታደርጉ የምፈልገው ደግሞ መመክራችሁ ነገር ምንድን ነው አብዛኞቹ ስፔሻሊ if you are on ዩኒክስ ላይ ከሆናችሁ ማለትም ማክኦኤስ እና ኡቡንቱ ላይ ከሆናችሁ ስፔሻሊ ማለት ነው ዊንዶውስ ላይም እንደዛ ነው ኦልሬዲ ኢንስታል ሆኖ ይመጣል አብዛኛው ኦፍ ኮርስ ቨርዥኑ ላይ ይችላል በቨርዥኑ ካልተመጣችሁ ደግሞ አፕግሬድ ማድረግ ይችላል ግን አብዛኛው ተጭኖ ስለሚመጣ you can just check it now. So just check out Python 3 for me minus version. እንደዚህ በምታደርጉት ጊዜ if it gives you እንደዚህ ሪስፖንስ የሚሰጣችሁ ከሆነ already installed ነው you don't need to go through ያን ሁሉ ፕሮሰስ። ግን እዚህ ጋር የማይመጣላችሁ ከሆነ ኤረር የሚያሳያችሁ ከሆነ ኢንስታል ማድረግ አለባችሁ። እዚህ ጋር የተጠቀምኩት ፓይተን 3 ነው። ፓይተን 3 ለዩኒክስ ነው። ያ ማለት ለሊኒክስ ኡቡንቱ የምትጠቀሙና ማክኦኤስ የምትጠቀሙ ነው። ለዊንዶው ከሆነ ደግሞ ፓይተን ብቻ 3 አያስፈልግም ማለት ነው። ጀስት ዊንዶው ላይ ከሆናችሁ ቼክ አድርጉት ፓይተን ማይነስ ቨርዥን ብላችሁ ለእኔ አይሰራም ኦፍ ኮርስ ፓይተን የሚል ኮማንድ ላይ ማለት ነው ፓይተን 3 ግን ዊንዶው ላይ ከሆናችሁ ፓይተን ይሰራል። ሶ እሱን አድርጋችሁት ከመጣላችሁ you don't need to go through this process ግን ከሌለ you need to follow እነዚህ ቪዲዮዎች በጣም አሪፍ ናቸው እነሱን በመከተል you can do it ግን ደግሞ የሰጧችሁንም ፓይተን ቱቶሪያል ላይ ገብታችሁ you can just download it ከዛ በኋላ እሱን ኢንስታል ማድረግ ትችላላችሁ ከዛ በኋላ ስፔሻሊ ይሄኛው ሶስቱም ላይ ሊያስቸግራችሁ ይችላል ምናልባት ጭናችሁት ደግሞ ድጋሚ እምቢ የሚላችሁ ከሆነ you just need to ፓዛችሁ ላይ መጨመር ነው የሚኖርባችሁ ፓዛችሁ ማለት ኦፕሬቲንግ ሲስተማችሁ ላይ ሰርች የሚያደርግበት ነው ኮማንድ በምትጽፉበት ጊዜ እሱን እሱንም በቪዲዮ ሜቢ ኢፍ ዩ ኒድ አዲሽናል ጨምራለሁ ግን አሁን ላይ ያሉት አዲሶቹ ፓይተን ዶት ላይ ሄዳችሁ የምታወሩት ፓይተኖች ኦልሬዲ ሄደን ስለሚያደርጉላችሁ you don't need to go through this ግን ከሆነ just ፓዝ መጨመር ነው ማለት so that's how Python actually just አሁን ራሱ like you can check if you are on PC Python already እንዳላችሁ እንደሌላችሁ you can check እንዳሳየኋችሁ ዊንዶው ላይ ከሆናችሁ Python -- version or if you are on Unix that might like in the Linux like Mac OS ላይ ከሆናችሁ you can just Python -- version or -b ብላችሁ you can see ኦኬ ከዛ በኋላ እሱን ከጫን በኋላ ሁለት ነገሮችን ነው የምናየው so the first one is virtual environment so virtual environment በጣም የሚያስፈልገን ወይ ደግሞ ሁሌ የምንጠቀመው ነገር ነው so virtual environment you can just see it as a container ለእያንዳንዱ ፕሮጀክቶቻችሁ ኮንቴነሮች ይኖራቸው ያ ማለት የፕሮጀክታችሁን ዲፔንደንሲ ኮምፕሊት ያደርጋል ለምሳሌ it's better so ለምሳሌ እዚህ ጋር ይሄኛው አይዲ የሚጠቀመው ኮድ ወይ ደግሞ የቪዥዋል ስቱዲዮ ኮድ ነው የተጠቀምኩት ያለው so ይሄ አይዲ ነው እዚህ ጋር አስቀምጬላችኋለሁ የምትፈልጉትን መጠቀም ትችላላችሁ ዴስ ኮድ which is አሁን ያሳየኋችሁ ከርሰርም አለ if you want ፓይተንም አለ so maybe so ፓይተር ማለት ይሄኛው ለፓይተን ለጄትብሬንስ የምንጠቀመው ነው ከርሰር ይሄኛው ደግሞ ኤአይ አሪፍ የተሻለ አለው ግን አይ ቲንክ ቪዥዋል ስቱዲዮም አለው so you can use either one of them ግን አይዲ ብትጠቀሙ ሞር የተሻለ ነው so አይዲ ማለት just development environment integrated development environment or editor ማለት so ሌላም ዊንድሰርፍን ትችላላችሁ መጠቀም እሱን እዚህ ጋር አስገብተን yeah you can also use windsurf so እሱኛው አይዲ ነው so what is virtual environment so isolate project dependency ኮንፍሊክት እንዳይኖረው የሚረዳችሁ so ለምሳሌ እንበልና ፓኬጃችሁን መውሰድ ያህል ለምሳሌ ዛሬ የምትሰሩት ያ ማለት ዛሬ in a sense ለዊክ 0 ላይ ለምትሰሩት ፕሮጀክት maybe you need to use numpy በመጠቀሙ ጊዜ numpy version maybe 1.7 መሆን አለበት ለምሳሌ ምክንያቱም ከሌሎች ዲፔንደንሲዎች ጋር ስለሚሆን ከዛ በኋላ ደግሞ next week 1 ላይ ደግሞ maybe if you have your project is depends on numpy 2.1 ኮንፍሊክት ነው ምክንያቱም አንዱ 1.7 አንዱ ደግሞ 2.1 ነው so compatibility አይኖርም ያ ማለት የምትጭኑት አንዱ ነው so እንደዚህ አይነት ችግሮች እንዳያጋጥሙ ኮንቴነር ይኖራል so ለእያንዳንዱ ፕሮጀክት we're going to have these containers so ለምሳሌ ለዊክ 0 we're going to have a container that's going to be responsible for that project ከዛ በኋላ ደግሞ ለዊክ 1 ደግሞ ሌላ ኮንቴነር ይኖራል እዛ ውስጥ ነው የምናስቀምጣቸው ዲፔንደንሲዎቻችን ነው so እንዴት ነው የምንጭነው የሚለው so I am on Mac OS so let me just open the terminal ከፈት and then so ፓዝል ላስተካክል መጀመሪያ ኦኬ ይሰማል ዋይት ላርጎን ቱ I think አይታይም መሰለኝ ብላክ what do you guys want okay ያቂ እየጠየቃችሁ ነው እዚህ ውስጥ you can't hear anything አይሰማም guys I didn't ask
ይሰማል
ድምጽ ይሰማል ግን መሀል ላይ ይቆራረጣል
መሀል ላይ ይቆራረጣል so ሚስ ያደርጋል maybe የእናንተ ሳይት ሊሆን ይችላል። Yes, it is. Okay.
ኦኬ ቀጥልና በኋላ ላይ ወይ ሪካርዶ ላይ ያመለጠንም ፓርት እናያለን።
Okay. No, I think can you pick up እያደረገ ይሄድ? I think that's better. Okay. Maybe ዮሐንስ so yes ሪካርድ ተደርጎ ይለቀቃል። I think within the hour ይለቀቃል። ከነት የነገውን ሴሽን you can take a look at okay እዚህ ጋር ሼር አድርጋለች so you can take a look at it. Nicodemus, what is the end goal of the program? I mean, develop AI programs, learn how to use AI. Yeah, we're gonna develop some AI still. I think get all the better ስለተባለ I think better to see the morning video more better experience ያደረገ እሺ አብዱልካሪም is it audible now አሁን በደንብ ይሰማል?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I'm using another device.
So okay okay የሌሎቹ ይሰማል አይደለም? maybe እንትን እንዳለ okay good thank you for confirming thereby feeling the skill of the company. Yes, it's right. Just swimming is it. Bitania, like maybe can you check your connection because like I think you can match with someone, so it's not on my end. Yeah, Bitania, yeah, okay. Okay, good. So maybe yeah, so is this better? Only? So let me just sorry. Okay. So ለምሳሌ እዚህ ውስጥ አሁን ለምሳሌ let's say I want to create environment. So ግን መጀመሪያ I think ክሎን አድርገን ከዛ በኋላ እንመጣለን። So let's move on to the Git part. ከዛ በኋላ ከጊት ላይ ክሎን ካደረግን በኋላ እንዴት ኢንቫይሮንመንት እንደምንፈጥር እናያለን። ምክንያቱም ከፕሮጀክት ውጪ ኢንቫይሮንመንት መፈጠር is not going to make sense. So ይሄኛውን እንመለስበታለን ማለት ነው። So let's move on to Git and GitHub. So the first thing that you need to understand is Git and GitHub are different things. በጣም የተለያዩ ነገሮች ናቸው። So Git is a distributed version control system or DCS that's used to track changes in a source code during sorted development. So it allows multiple developers to work on the same project simultaneously without conflicting with each other. So GitHub ደግሞ like Gitን post የሚያደርገው ወይ ደግሞ web based platform for posting GitHub Git repositories. So GitHub ዌብ ላይ post ያደርገዋል። So ሌሎችም አሉ። It's not only GitHub, ግን እኛ የምንጠቀመው GitHub ነው because it's more advanced. And basically it's just posts the Git ላይ በጊት የተሰሩ ሪፖርት ወይ ደግሞ በጊት ትራክ የሚደረጉትን ሪፖርት on the web ማለት ነው። So ሁለቱ በጣም የተለያዩ ነገሮች ናቸው. We just need to understand them. Okay. So ስለዚህ ጊት ስንል እና ጊትሃብ ስንል የተለያየ ነገር እንደሆነ we just need to understand. So የመጀመሪያው የሚሆነው ጊት ኢንስታል ማድረግ ነው። So ይሄኛውንም you need to check መጀመሪያ እንደሌለና እንዳለ So let me just go to here and git version. So already installed ነው ለእኔ ምክንያቱም አብዛኛው በነገራችን ላይ like git and python are already installed አብዛኞቹ ላይ ግን if it's not installed you can just follow these instructions በየኦፕሬቲንግ ሲስተማችሁ and then configure ማለት ትችላላችሁ so git config global user.name ስማችሁን ያ ማለት ጊትሀብ ላይ ኮሚት በምታደርጉ ጊዜ ማን ነው ያደረገው የሚለውን የሚያሳየው ጊትሀብ ኔማችን እና ደግሞ ኢሜይላችሁ ደግሞ ማለት the email that you used ጊትሀብ አካውንት ለመክፈት የተጠቀማችሁትን ኢሜይል የምታስገቡበት ነው so ይሄኛው ደግሞ it's going to link with your git ከጊትሀብ ጋር so just መጀመሪያ ቅድም እንዳልኳችሁ just check it በመጀመሪያ git already ማሽናችሁ ላይ እንዳለና እንደሌለ whatever it is so git version በሉና use ከሌለ you can follow these instructions or you can just especially in Unix በጣም straightforward for Windows it's just education ሀብታሙ okay maybe ተሳስቶ ይሆናል okay with presentation will be hosted on so ይሄኛውን the slides I will share on Slack ላይ ነው የምናራከው so I will share it there okay can we check git version on base terminal yeah you can ትችላላችሁ ምክንያቱም የቤስ ተርሚናል ራሱን የቻለ ሳይሆን it's just a terminal so ይሄኛውን በመጠቀም you can see yeah okay which recording the transcripts will be in take notes of them. So yeah, like I don't understand the patient actually we should send transcripts. Take notes. I don't understand recording was maybe if you can open your mic and ask that's good. Okay, so just check hang on because you can move on. So let me come here and GitHub and so here we have so you just go here and check so already signing ካደረጋችሁ just make sure to sign in sign up ደግሞ አዲስ ከሆናችሁ make sure to sign up I already have an account so I'm going to sign in so it's just asking me for verification yeah so I'm in so እንደገባችሁ ይሄ እንደዚህ አይነት ታያችኋል so እኔ already follow ማድረጋቸው ስላሉ sorry 1 second sorry sorry for that so here you're going to have this so የመጀመሪያ ስራችሁ የሚሆነው you're going to create a new repository so repository ማለት just ኮዳችሁን ነው so የመጀመሪያው demi so okay just yeah I know it's a bad name that's week 0 calendar let's call it so I just gave it a name available now ከዛ ዲስክሪፕሽን ከፈለጋችሁ you can ከዛ በኋላ ለእናንተ ለአሁን ለፕሮጀክቶቻችን make sure to make them public ካልሆኑ እኛም ማየት አንችልም ማርጠንም ለምን ስለማይቻል make sure to make it public ከዛ እነዚህኛዎቹ it's just optional readme file አሁን መጨመር ትችላላችሁ በኋላ መጨመር ትችላላችሁ ጌት ኢግኖርም አሁን መጨመር ትችላላችሁ በኋላ መጨመር ትችላላችሁ or ላይሰንስም እንደዛ you can add it now or በኋላ ለምሳሌ አፓች ላይሰንስ አድርጌበታለሁ ሪዲንግን በኋላ ጨምርበታለሁ so I'm going to create a repository ከዛ በኋላ create ካደረኩ በኋላ is going to look like this so እንደምታዩት በላይሰንስ ስላስጀመርኩት በአፓቺ 2.0 ስላስጀመርኩት it's going to have the license ነገር ግን ሪዲንግ ስላላደረኩበት ሪዲንግ አይኖረውም so this is the required initialize አድርጌያለሁ so the next thing I'm going to do is run አድርገዋለሁ so እዚህ ጋር ኮድ የሚለውን ነካና I'm going to HTTPS-ንም SSH-ንም ማርች አላችሁ ከዛ I'm going to copy URL and then I'm going to come here and see IDA ላይ ሊሆን ይችላል ከፈለጋችሁ ደግሞ you can do it straight from your terminal ማርች አላችሁ it doesn't matter so I'm going to come here and git clone so clone አድርገዋል ኮፒ አድርገው እንደማለት ነው and then I'm going to give it the code the URL content copy አድርጉትም paste አድርጉትም so if you see here then we come here and cd large ውስጥ ይሄኛው ቅድም ስከፍቶ በባዶ ስለከፈትኩት ነው I think it's Kifiya sorry okay okay so why is it not okay it is so it's just waiting open it so እዛ ያለው ኮድ or እዛ ያለው ኮንቴንት እንዳለ እዚህ መጥቷል so let me just add the terminal ድጋሚ ልክፈት and then እዚህ ጋር እንደምታዩት ላይሰንስ ቅድም በላይሰንስ ስላስጀመርኩት is already here ሌላ ግን ምንም so GitHub እና ሌላ አገናኝቻለሁ ማለት ነው okay is that the question yes your screen is not visible
hello
yes
ይሰማል
yes
okay license like do we have to choose simply or
no
is
no
there any kind to choose from
no like okay. Not really like ይሄኛው more ትልልቅ ፕሮጀክቶች like so ላይሰንሶቹ they depend on your mission ላይ ነው የሚወሰነው so I just wanted to show you you can start using with a license or you can just leave it a license is not a mess really in order depending on yeah
okay thank you
okay so okay so ጥያቄ አለ ቢቴክ እና ፈታ ያለን you can buy open editors terminal yes I'm not sure I don't think so so YouTube does have my transcription but I don't know if you can mix so maybe if you want a transcription we can do the session with English okay why would we be able to keep the tutorial in mostly English yeah okay so your screen is not visible so guys can you see my screen or is it only is on the bottom okay maybe on the bottom try to fix your yeah why is it okay why can you share as a full guide of how to build a project that helps yeah I'm trying like I have started with creating a repository so we're going to build so not a full project but we're going to build I'm going to show you how to get started would we be able to keep it running mostly okay yeah I'm going to try to do that can you tell us more about Git so Git what do you want to know about Git so it's basically what works with anything that's related with your commits and it, like how how they are stored, how it's communicated with the hash, with everything. It's Git. GitHub is just a web platform that hosts it. So this is, I think most of the time we confuse them, but I don't know which part you want to know about. Maybe if you can specify, we can talk about it more. You can see it, and I'm using Jupyter Notebook and integrate it with Git. Uh, Technically, yes, you can, but for this project, I do not I do not advise you to use Jupyter Notebook. So Jupyter Notebook is great for like simple data science projects if you want to show simple machine learning projects and so on, but they are not really good for like full scale projects that we are looking to do or to work with Girma. So I would suggest that you get started with using Git and GitHub and IDEs as VS Code, Cursor, and so on. And what IDE you'll comment us to use. So it doesn't like it doesn't matter. The IDE that doesn't matter. So I use actually three of them. I use for a specific purpose. I use two of them individually, but for me, I think with the current technology and I think Cursor is good, but don't be restricted to that one. So VS Code, VS script, don't use VS script. Actually, VS Code is Python is very good, especially it's made for Python only, so it's highly engineered. So you can use the community version one. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think just to save time, let's move. So make sure to install Git if you don't have it. But if you have it, you can just move on. So we have seen how we clone. So cloning is downloading a copy of the repository on your local machine, which is your PC or whatever you're working on. So we have seen how we can use git clone command. So let's go back to the Python virtual environment. So we have cloned it. So we have the project on our PC or on our machine. So let's see how we can clone it. So this is only the license. So if you see here, there is nothing here, right? So first, let me so Python 3. Sorry. Oh, I think so. Python 3 minus bmv is a command, and .bmv is the name of the environment. So you can change .bmv to anything that you want. So I just chose bmv because it's more, I think, ideal, but it's not a list. So if you see here, we have a new folder. You see here, we have a new folder. So here it's called .bmv, which is the name we gave our environment. So it's a new folder. So this is going to be our new environment. Yes, is that a question? Yes, please.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
the command to create the virtual environment, is that the same for the Windows? You know, you are
Yes,
using the
I,
command.
I do believe so. Yes, I do believe so. So just instead of Python 3, use Python. Python minus n pnt and then the name of the environment. Okay. So this is going to be our new environment. So we should actually uh, activate it. So it's not activated. So let's activate it. So for Linux, so for Ubuntu or for Linux and macOS, you can use source and then the name of your environment slash bin slash activate. So what? Yeah. So if you see here, so it has changed. So in brackets, you can see .bmp. So this means we are inside the virtual environment. So any package we install right now, so make sure always to activate it before you using or before continuing with your coding, because anything that you do will not be inside the virtual environment. But after you activate it, everything you install, keep install, and you can say. So Pandas is going to be installed in this virtual environment, not outside. So so that's how you can activate it. And then once you're done and you want to change environment or you want to exit, you can just deactivate it. So it's let it finish because it's actually starting to deactivate. And so if you when I write deactivate, it deactivates it. So it's not so you don't see the .env or the name of the virtual environment in brackets anymore. So this means it's deactivated. So for now, let's, oh, sorry. For now, keep, let's keep it inside the virtual environment and move to the next one. But if you have any questions, please ask. Okay, it's not visible. Yes, it's visible. Yes, you can speak. Please, I'm seeing your questions. I think a little bit late, so please ask with your mic on.
Okay. Hello.
Yes.
Okay. What is the use of this virtual environment? It's not possible
Okay.
only coding without creating this virtual environment.
Of course, it is of course it's possible, but it's not recommended. So as I was saying earlier, so imagine, so you're going to be working on a lot of projects, right? So when you are not only in this training, when you are working as a Python developer or any types of developer, you're going to be working on a lot of projects, right? So when you are working with those projects, the dependencies are different. So for instance, let's take example. For this week, you're going to be using Pandas 1.7. And for the next week's project, your project needs actually Pandas 2.4. So you're going to be having a problem. So every time you want to work with project one, you need to switch or you need to change, you need to change your Pandas version to 1.7, and every time you want to use or to work with the week one project or the week two project, you need to change your Pandas version because it's not going to work with the dependencies. So you don't want to do that, the first thing. And the second thing, you don't want to cross-contaminate actually your projects and so on. So you don't want to install dependencies that you are not going to use and so on. So that's basically the main thing is to keep your dependencies from like being a problem for other dependencies. So it's a very recommended thing, but of course you can't do it. So for this week, you're not going to have any problem because it's most probably your first project. So all the dependencies are not going to be a problem for other projects, but for the future projects, you're going to have this problem. Yes, your mom. Your mom. I'm Mikhail.
Hello, hello,
Yes.
hello.
Yes. I'm Mikhail. You go for first.
The question is that is one.
You're breaking up.
We are going to create.
I can't hear you. I don't know if it's audio.
Am I audible? Audible now?
No, it's a bit hard. Yeah, we can't hear you. Maybe change your environment.
That's the connection.
Yeah, maybe fix your connection and come back. So yes, Irma, you can go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Are you here?
Yes.
Okay. Just my question is, how can we avoid a compatibility issue between the virtual environments? Because I tried on so in different systems, the virtual environment sometimes it's just happen incompatibility issues. So how can we fix such type of problem?
No, so that doesn't make sense because so the virtual environments are containers. So you have one container for one project and you have another container with another project. So those containers are not connected in any way. So there shouldn't be technically there shouldn't be any problem. But if you have problem, maybe you haven't activated it or you're not inside that virtual environment, or in some cases, what happens is so for instance, let's take a scalar or let's take another big package or let's take yeah, okay, we can take sentence transformers or so. So these packages come with their own dependencies or dependencies. For instance, so most of these packets are not well maintained, so they are a bit old. So maybe sentence transformers depend on NumPy 1.1, but you have already installed NumPy 2.1. So that may have a conflict within your project. So in that case, you need to choose which one you need to keep. But yeah, like outside of these two issues, you should be good. Okay. Is that clear, Irma?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Can I
Any
scan up?
questions? Yes. Yeah.
So about the virtual environment,
Yes.
we are going to have a lot of sessions or a lot of weeks. So for every week, we are going to create a separate environment, and for
Yes.
those environments, we are going to import or download some packages. So
Yes.
is that going to make our environment a little bit occupying the space?
Yes. So that's a good question. Yes, it could have occupied some space, but it's not a lot of space that you should be worried about. But if you are worried about it, so what you should do is, what I would advise you to do is, so once you are done with the project, you can just increase the requirements for the package that you have already been working on. So we will see that also at the end of the session. And after you have the recommendations, the requirements to text file, you can just remove the virtual environment, and whenever you want to use or you want to work on that project, you can just install the requirements inside. You can create a virtual environment and install the requirements there. So it should be clean every time. But I don't think that's going to be a lot of actually issue, a big issue for now. Is that clear?
Yes.
So, yes, sorry, I think I cut you off.
Am I audible, right?
Yes, right now. Yeah. So what was the question?
our external environment, and we are going to create a virtual environment. So how will we extract our codes with those dependencies whenever we want it?
So we will see, we will see how we can do it at the end of the session. Okay. Okay. So let's move faster. For only for today, we're gonna be a bit flexible on the time because this is a very basic or a very essential session for you guys to get started. So we will take our time with this. Okay. So yeah. I don't know if let's see. Sorry. Okay, what about now? Is it better? Can you see more? I think someone was asking. Okay. Is it visible now? So for can you repeat the environment? So what you should do is, so you will open, let me deactivate this. Sorry. Okay. So let me deactivate this. So the first thing that you're going to do is, so it depends on your operating system. For me, it's Unix, so Python 3. So for you, it's going to be Python only, minus N, sorry, minus N, and then BNV. And then the name of my environment. So dot BNV is going to be my name, but you can name it anything you want. And then when I press enter, it's going to create this one. Okay? These 4 folders will be created when I run this command. And then once I'm done, what I'm going to do is for me, of course, I think someone has posted how you can activate it for. So this is how you're going to be activating it for. Let me just find me. Letting that pin it, but for Windows, you can use this code or this command in order to activate it. But for Unix users, for Linux and macOS users, you can do source, and then the name of your environment here, which is .bnv, and then /bin/activate. So when activated, it's going to show you that like this. So previously it wasn't like this. You can see here it doesn't have .bnv, but once you have activated it, it's going to come here. So this means I am inside my virtual environment. So any package that I install, anything that I run, or anything that I store in like actually any package that I install is going to be stored in my virtual environment, which is stored in the. Okay. So that's how you can activate it. And for deactivating it, we can use deactivate. So that's so. Do you have any questions in the end? Yeah. Is it clear? So I have zoomed in. So do we activate? Yes. So yes, if you have deactivated it, you will activate it every time you open the project. You can basically activate it when you use OpenID and start. Yes, you can do this as well. Okay, I think I have explained this one. How do you activate it? I think I have done this. Which notebook do you recommend us? We will see how we can use a notebook, but this question is not clear. So we only have one notebook. So if you are talking about Jupyter notebook, that's a different thing with what we are trying to do, or with what you're gonna be doing for the future. So if you are talking about Jupyter notebook and so on, that's not what we are going to do, but what we are going to use is IPB NY, which is Python notebook is .bnv must change from green to white whenever it's under. Yes, it will. So we will see what .git is origin only. So we should change. Yes. Yes, you will get. Sorry, let me try to read it. There's a connection. Okay, you have answered it. Yeah. I have created the. No, don't use source for Windows. It's not source. I think you can see this one. BNB dot script/bin for Windows. Okay. No. The audio is getting, I think, yes, you can change it. So, guys, can you hear me, or is my audio is not clear or not audible? Yeah. Okay. So maybe check your audio. Maybe I don't think it's from my end. Okay. So, anyways, let's try to save time. So that's how you can. So we have seen how we can create. We have seen how we can install Python. How we can create and activate and deactivate our virtual environments, how what Git and GitHub is roughly we have seen, and how you can install Git and how you can clone and set up your Git username. So now let's go to using Git. So we got. So let's get started with Git. Sorry, let's see the basics of Git and the workflow, the main workflow that's we're going to be following. So Git init. So we're not going to be using Git init because Git init is for when you want to initialize Git in the repository. That means you haven't cloned. So I think we can see an example here. Let me open a new one. And let me open a new terminal. And then let me okay, and then test. So sorry, test. So let me just go in here. So I have a new folder named test. Let me open it here actually. Okay, and then let me go to test. Let me open it. Yes, I request the authors. So let me open it. So if you can see here, test is empty, right? So if I go here and say git, so let me first ls minus la. So if you can see here, I'm just trying to list all of it. So I don't have anything in here. So it's empty, the total is 0. This is just a right and read what I did, what end to end. And here you can see, so this is an empty folder. Right? So let's say git init. So git init is going to create or initialize git in the folder. So if I run the command here, so you can see here, it has a new folder named .git. Right? So this .git is going to tell me that I have initialized git and this folder or this repository is being tracked by Git. So anything that I in this folder or in this repo is going to be not a repo yet, but in this directory is going to be read or tracked with Git. So that's what Git init means. So if you are trying to work on a new project without cloning it, so you have two ways, right? So first, you can create the repository on GitHub and then clone it into your machine, or you can start working on your machine with Git init and then create the repository on GitHub and push to your remote or push to your GitHub. So don't worry about that. But if you want to initialize Git, you can use Git init. But for now, we have seen git clone, so make sure to use git clone for now. And then let's see what git add dot git commit and git push. Okay, so we have initialized here our virtual environment and done something. So let's get some production. So let's say touch readme dot image. So it's a markdown. So readme dot image is just, so if I go here, so this is readme. So readme is the first thing that the user sees when they open your repository. So all of your projects need to have this readme file because it makes it a lot easier for you to communicate what the project is, how others can use it, and your results and so on. So always make sure to have readme file. So touch, so okay, I think this is not a good way. So let me just, so you can also use the previous command, but I think let's me just add a new file here. So touch is just create a new file. And let me call it readme, sorry, readme dot image. So yeah, so here you can see, sorry. So here you can see that it's created the new file that I have selected. So here I can see, so it's a markdown. So every time you write in a markdown, so there is a format you can change it. Maybe I will share a link on how to write in a markdown format. So so let me just say this. So this is just a test report. So you can see how it's going to look like in the readme file. And then so I have saved it. So here you can see U means a new file, M means modified, and D means deleted. So here I have a U, so U means I have created a new file and it's not tracked. So untracked, so I haven't added it. So I have created this, and then before we see actually git added git commit, we need to see what git .git ignores. So we will come back to this one, but first I want to show you what git ignores. So here you can see .git ignore. So git ignore excludes data and checkpoints that you really don't need anymore, and your virtual environment. So every time, please make sure that you are not pushing data to your GitHub repository. So it's not a good practice to push data into your repository, and it's definitely not a good practice to push your virtual environment into your GitHub repository. So in order to avoid pushing those unnecessary files, we're going to use .git. So let's create it. So I'm going to create a new file named .git ignore. So here you can see the logo actually changes to a Git logo. So here, anything that I write here is going to be ignored. So I want to ignore .env, which is my virtual environment. So I'm going to say .env, and when I press save, it should ignore it. So here, if you can see, it was green and now it's gray. This means Git is not tracking this folder. So this folder is not being tracked by Git. So here, even earlier, if you have seen, it was showing me 4K, more than 4,000 files were being tracked. But now, when I added it into my .git ignore, it is down to only 2 files, which is a git ignore and the readme file. So make sure to always have your git ignore ready. And then, of course, let's see the requirements text file. So we can, so once you're done with your, actually, you don't have to be done. Once you have added new requirements to your project, you can say, no. So, yeah. So, someone is here. So, so let me create your text file, and then let me place it there. So, please. I think it's 1Z or 2Z, sorry. Yeah. So greater than requirements.txt. So here, if you can see, so our requirements earlier it doesn't have anything, but now it has NumPy, Pandas. So these are the requirements that we have so far for our projects. So I have added them into my requirements.txt file. So now I should have 3 files that are being joined. Okay. So if I don't want to have, let's say, my readme.md on my GitHub repository, what I can do is read dot sorry, md, and when I press save, so see, it's going to be dark or gray. It was green, but now it's dark. Sorry, it's gray. And here you can see it's not being tracked by Kifiya. So just making sure that you get how this works. So I have removed it, so it's part to clear. So it's being tracked, and here if you can see it's also being tracked. Okay. So once you're done, you can git add. So here, if you only want to add a specific number of things, you can just say git add, and then the name of the file that you want to use. But if you want to add everything, you can just say git add dot full stop. So, and then when you press enter, so here they were under changes, but now they are under stage changes, right? So you can use git add or so it's very simple. When you are using an IDE, you can just view your changes, what happened, and then if you are satisfied, you can add them individually. You can add them individual, or you can add them together. So they are under staged changes. So if I actually let me show you git stats. So git status is going to show me the status of git, my GitHub repo. So here, these are not being tracked. So git ignore, readme file, and text file are not being tracked. When I add them, and of course, when I say git status, so you can see here they are, so earlier they were in red, not being tracked, but now they are being tracked. So any change that I made here are going to be tracked. Okay. So the next thing that you need to do is you need to add commit. So commit are just messages that are going to help you communicate what you have done with this commit to your to anyone that's interested, or even for you to keep track of. So let's say init initialized the repo. So and I can say commit, or if you want to use the terminal, you can say git commit -n, and then in here use brackets, you use colons, semicolon, sorry, use, yeah, sorry, I just forgot the name. Braces, or not braces. Quotes, sorry, that double quotes or single quotes. Okay, and then say you need just then your constant research. we can say, and then when I press enter, it's going to commit or I can so these two are doing the same thing, but you can do them. Yeah. And then once you have done this, what you can do is, so now let me just see the status. So the status, so now that they have been added and they have been committed, but now my my origin is behind or ahead by one commit from the lineage. So I need to add, I need to push these changes into my lineage, right? So you can just place here and see the changes, or you can say git push and it will do the same. Yeah, so I have used git push. So here you can see the name of the commit, which is init initialized repo, and who committed it, the time, and so on, and what changes I have made. You can also see them here. And of course, if I go here and click refresh, you can see that there's, right? So that's just how you can like add your changes, track your changes, commit them, and push them to your GitHub. So this is very essential. So if you are new, please, and if it is a bit confusing, please ask. Okay. Okay. I have zoomed in. So it's not visible. I have zoomed in. I don't know if I can zoom in. You guys can see. I tell you guys. Okay, so it can see whatever there is. Okay, maybe check the star. I think it's not only visible for you. I think there is seeing it. So maybe the problem is visible. Yeah, of course. Okay, good. So is it clear so far? Is the Git, GitHub, and how we can track our changes and so on. Is it clear? So we need to be on the same page on this part. Okay, good.
Sorry, I have question.
Yes, yes, please.
Can you revert the creating environment part for Python?
Okay. So which part do you want?
The environment creation.
Okay. So I think they have shared here. Have you used this for Windows? Are you Windows? What's your OS? Edwin? So I'm not on Windows, so I don't know how I can show you, but they have shared the code or the format that you can use. So here, I think that has shared. Yes, wait. So run this Python .bnv, and then bnv, you can name this, and then once you're done, just activate it by using this command. Okay, you can go.
Yes. What's the use of the requirement, and how do you initiate it? Like allows to over there, like in the initiation part. Requirement initiation. That part. Hello, did you hear me?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. One. I think, yeah,
ኦኬ ቶሎ ቶሎ ወጥ ጨምሪላት አኒ ቤቢ ጨርሽ ማን ያተረፍሽው መጨረስ አለብሽ ትንሽ
Okay.
አታብዥባት
Girma, I'm sorry.
ሰንጥር ጋርሽ ቢ እንጀራ አታብዥባት
Can you hear me now? Hello. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Just this. Okay. I just wanted to do a couple of things. Okay. So let's move on. Okay. So sorry, what was the question? Coming back for the question. I didn't Chala or you first you
Okay.
question. Sorry. Yeah.
My question was,
That-
what's the use of
Right.
requirement
Requirement.
and how did we initialize it?
So the first thing that I did was create the requirements text file, requirements to text. So I just created the file by just creating the file, or you can do this with a text command. So I just created it, and then I just used pip freeze. So pip freeze, and then greater than requirements dot text. And then when you press enter, what it's going to do is it's going to write the requirements on your requirements.txt file. So the use is when someone wants to work on your project, or when you also want to work on your project but have lost your virtual environment, or you want to create a new virtual environment, or you are using a new machine, whatsoever, you can just use it. So you can use pip install. We will see it later actually. You can use pip install -r requirements to this. So that's the use and how you can initialize it. Is it clear? Good.
It's clear.
Anna?
Okay, thank you. Actually, the first question is already raised, and I got the answer. The second question, in Git ignore, we may have listed some of what we don't want to be hosted or put in a GitHub repository. So that
Yes.
how to so is that a good practice to even Git ignore by itself to host that Git ignore?
Of course, it's okay. Of course, you can ignore it by some way if you are Git
Okay.
instruction.
So that do we have to ignore that file itself, or we have to keep it
No,
as
you
it
don't.
is?
No, it's okay. It's okay because it doesn't tell anything. It just says that you have ignored the environment, something called .bnv, something called data, something called this, but it doesn't show the details or the content. So it's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Question. Thomas said, it's clear, but I have one question on Jupyter. For what purpose we will use similar? No, like, okay, Jupyter notebook is good just to use it as a notebook. So in order to show, like, for some data science projects, but small projects and machine learning projects. So we're not going to be using, so if you are speaking about Jupyter notebook on that's posted on Conda or Jupyter's. But let's see here what kind of notebook we're going to use. So we have already shared, actually, I think we have shared the folder structure that we are going to be expecting you to use. But yeah, so let me just create a notebooks folder, and in this folder, let me just say test. So if you are talking about this notebook, okay, it's good. we can use it, and it's definitely a good practice. But if you are talking about the Jupyter notebook that's hosted on Jupyter, no. Like, of course, there will be times when we are going to be using yeah, no. So it's not good in order to integrate it with Git. Of course, you technically you should be able to integrate it, but it's not a good practice. Plus, it's not modular and so on. So maybe if you can specify which Jupyter notebook you are talking about, like it will be much easier for me to explain. But if you are talking about the Jupyter notebook, how can we use it on Android? I don't understand what do you mean Android. So please, Thomas, please ask, please specify what you mean, class. But for now, let's stick with using Discord or these IDs for our like IDs. Okay, for IDs, let's use Discord or Cursor or Windsurf or PyChart. Not Jupyter for our ID or editor. Okay. Yes, Anasimus, please ask.
Okay, hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I've been hearing all the videos and online platforming things, but I was just get confused about the problem. Can you just easily tell us what is going to be expected in the week 0? Like, what are the tasks that we are going to submit, and when are we going to submit it? And then what are the specific tasks? Like, I have seen the problem statement on the 10 Academy or 10X. So can you just, in a simple words, can you tell us what we are going to do in this week 0?
So I think if you have seen it on the 10X, the challenge document, the document that we have shared, and the one that's already hosted on 10X platform, I think
Yes,
it's
I have,
already, so it already has specified those things. So what you are expected to submit, so we have specified tasks that we're going to do.
Okay.
So this is going to be task 1, right? So this is going to be first task. So I don't think I can. I don't have the files here, but so it's going to be task 1. Task 1, we're gonna be initializing your GitHub, Git repository, and so on and so on. We're gonna have some comments, and for task 2, we have specified them. And when you're gonna have, yes.
Excuse me, let me just jump in. You can have the challenge document on the next platform. You have the access for that.
Yes.
I just want Carol to share that.
Yeah, I have seen the problem, but what I get confused about it is when are we going to be, what's the due dates that we have to submit, and then what are the exact things?
Yes, just to explain everything that's there. Let's see the document, then we can proceed with the explanation and the quick summary.
Okay.
So basically, what's expected from you is to know you are a financial analyst or a data analyst or an AI engineer at the Moonlight Energies, and you are expected to tell them they have a problem that's called they want to set up a solar farm on West African countries, Benin, Togo, Sierra Leone. So for that, they want to know which one is profitable.
Okay.
So where to put their solar panels. So based on the data and the observation that you have, you are expected to recommend them. This is what I observed, and based on these criteria, you can have. If you set your solar farm in Sierra Leone or Benin, you would get more profitable. So for the dates, these are I don't think this is the updated one. Let me share my screen, or else I think that's better. Maybe.
Sorry to interrupt, but where are we going to get the data?
So the data is already linked there. Just go to challenge.
Okay.
I'm trying to show you, but just waiting for Carol. So under the module section on 10x platform, did you have the access for 10x?
Yes,
first?
yes.
So under module section, you have to go to do in progress ones, and you will find the module, and you can view the challenge document there.
Okay, there is
maybe
time management and solar data discovery.
Yes, that's the challenge that we have. If you click on that, you will get exactly the same thing that which I'm going to try to share now.
Okay.
So
I can share mine and you can see it, I think.
No problem.
You can lead me through.
Okay, that's good also. Maybe if that's okay, let me stop sharing them.
Okay.
I think for everyone, it will make it easier.
Okay, can you see it now?
Let's wait. That next coming. So click on the view challenge document.
Which one did you say? I haven't heard you.
View challenge doc.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So this is the problem, and you can have the overview here. And as I have told you in simple terms, if they want to be profitable, so either they place their solar farm either Benin or Togo or any of these West African countries. So the data is there. If you click data, the link that's in red.
This one.
Yes.
Okay.
If you click it, it will lead you to the data link, and you can download. And this is the data description, so you can find this exact the same thing on the zip file that's attached to the data folder.
Okay. What about the time management thing?
That's the other challenge, which is a non-technical challenge. This is the technical challenge, and for the time management, you will have a separate challenge and a separate thing is to submit. So you will have an introduction about that on the next day.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So my other question is, so we are out to write, I think, a code, and then we are going to submit it on Git. So
Just open
concerning
up the
the
challenge
code,
document first, then you can see that what to submit on the due date part.
okay.
Go down.
Okay.
Then these are the tasks that you need to follow to solve the problem or to give a solution for the company. So Moonlights will expect from you to have at least an idea where to put the solar farm. So based on your analysis, you will do that.
Thank you so much.
Then on the due date, if you move down.
Okay.
Scroll down. Scroll down.
Okay.
So on Sunday, we will have an in-stream submission, which will be your GitHub link, and every of the work that you have done should have to be merged to main. And also you will have an in-stream report that will cover your summary of what you have done for task 1 and your approach for task 2. So you can include what you plan on the first, like I have planned this and that, and you will have the same thing, but more elaborated format for the report on the final submission, for which is Wednesday, May 21. So the dates are specified here for both submissions. Then for the GitHub link, we will expect you the full work, and for the final report, it should have to be a technical report that looks like Medium blog.
Okay.
So either you can post it to Medium or you can send us with PDF.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. Actually. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. So for the recording part, we will have on the Slack group, all recording channel and all the recording session will be uploaded there in 2 hours after the session. I think, Johannes, you are checking the apply10academy.org, but you need to check aim10x.10academy.org. If you have question or if you get stuck, you can write to Slack, and this is the right link for you to check on it. So any question? Okay.
Sorry.
Faisal,
Yeah. Yes.
go ahead. I'm Miguel. You can go next.
Okay. I have noticed that questions are raised frequently in the middle of the class. So I think it's better to ask questions after the class is completed. First, we should listen carefully and allow the instructor to finish what he was prepared to teach us. Then we can ask our questions. Asking questions frequently led us to loss of focus, so that I recommend to ask the question finally as the class. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Faisal, for the comments. And as a better recommendation, let's ask our questions after once the sessions are completed or the instructor finish. We will have a definite Q&A time, so we can ask that at that time. For the schedule part, let me share the schedule here. This is the schedule. You can also copy it to your local drive or to your Notion. That's possible. And for the PowerPoint, we will share the PowerPoint also on all week 0 channel on the Slack. So follow up on that. You can get everything that you need as a resource. To ask a question on the Slack channel, we use all week 0. So all questions related to week 0 should have to be asked. And if you have you found out any resource, you can add, you can share that on all week 0 channel. And if you have an issue on submitting or logging to 10x, you should have to ask on all 10x support. Then for the requirements.txt file, it depends on the project and the work what you have done. That means for let's say I have used the Stringlit, Pandas, and NumPy for my project, and if I want to make it more fancy, I will add other requirements.txt requirement libraries, and which I can add on the requirements.txt. But the basic ones are the one that you are going to use for the EDA part and the dashboard part. So those libraries that you are going to use on the project will be added to the requirement.txt file. Let's go ahead. Any question? Oops.
What I want to ask is that the training session is this daily base or weekly? And the time. I want to know more about that. I was not there in the beginning.
So are you able to see the schedule that is posted on the Slack?
No, on the training part.
This is the actual training that starts today, so you have to check the Notion, which we have posted all the schedule that's related to week 0.
Okay, thank you.
Gamages, I just created an MPT file with requirement.txt, the requirements.txt name and the rumpy freeze. Okay, this is for support for Amda Michaela. I hope so. I think the Notion doesn't require you an approval because it's already public ones to see. Maybe if I missed something, let me check.
Wait. Okay, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, if it works, fine. But if I miss something, maybe if that's the case, you can also. I think the same. It's the same. So okay,
about today's and other things schedule. When I see there are 2 additional schedules for today, the community building session and the Instagram challenge workers. I don't. There are 2 additional schedules for today, and for
we
other
have
days.
only one session, which is the community building. The other session is already completed. So the community building will be on online tasks. So you need to be available on Slack, and it's much more of to build the community, to know each other, to work with each other. So you can write on Slack as it's a Slack activity, not something like class you have to join to Google Meet or like that. If you see the description there, it says that it's on Slack.
What's independent work?
So the independent challenge work is it's for you. It's an independent challenge work. You might read, you might refer reference, or you might check tutorials or additional things for you just to work on the challenge, not for us. It's an independent thing that you can work to accomplish the task.
Okay.
Just to remind you, this is the time for you to independently work on the task.
Thanks. About the daily stand-up, are we going to all members are here to participate on that? Actually, whenever there is a stand-up meeting, most of team members are going to talk about what they are accomplishing. But this is a different kind of stand-up meeting.
So for the stand-up, I think we have a stand-up tomorrow, right? So it's a schedule where you have to talk with the tutors and all the teams that we have for the facilitators that can facilitate these programs to know where you are. Are you get stuck, or do you have made a progress for what's asked, and is there anything that is necessary to address? You will ask there. There are also tutorial sessions, the same as today's tutorials. There will be a guide on how to do the task, but the stand-up session is the separate one, because think of it like you are working on the actual work environment, and your boss needs to know where are you, what are you doing in the past days since you are given to the problem. Did you start solve it? Are you in the right track, or do you have something to say, or you came up with the idea change? You will share that So this is the daily stand-up is the simulation where you face on the work environment. So you need to share what you have done. If there is any challenge or blocker, you have to share, and other team members might learn with that, and your boss knows where are you. So whoever managed to have to attend the stand-up will get I think more and more from the stand-up talks, because your problem is not you only, someone also faced that challenge. So you have a peer learning time, because you can learn from your friend's mistake, and if he had solved it, yes, you will get the solution as well on the stand-up. So in that way, we can learn each other, and the stand-up will be our taking in check-out time. Any question? Margaret, yes, if you don't have any question, you can leave.
We haven't finished, man.
Yeah.
We haven't
Carol,
finished.
over to you. Carol, are you there or?
Okay, I think with what little time we have, I think let's try to finish just the rest of the things. So we have seen how we can commit, we can add Git ignore. So please make sure to add data and your environment in Git ignore, and requirement texts, how we can add our requirements. And yeah, so here we have seen how we can use pip trees, and when you want to install, we can use pip install -r and new requirements text. So finally, let's just see. So we have also seen how we can create and do like create a UI file. So one last thing is just the CI/CD or continuous deployment and integration part. So, and of course, we also can see the commit. So let's do both in one go. Okay, so yeah, so let's go come back here. Let me just clear this. And so now we are working on the main branch. We only have one branch, so let me come back here and see. So if you can see here, I only have one branch. So let me create another branch and set up my CI/CD there. Okay? So so Git branch. Sorry. Let's say let's call it core. Sorry, core. Okay. So now I can just git check out core. I think I made a mistake here. But yeah, so now I need my core CI/CD branch, right? So let me just add my CI/CD. Like just let me just add my CI, which is just a GitHub action. CI means just continuous integration, so it's going to run a couple of things when I push or whatever I do. It's going to build into GitHub. It's easy to set up and customize. So it's just an automated task that's going to be done by GitHub where it's triggered by an event. So we're going to see what each of these means. So we're going to be seeing automating tests or continuous integration. And in the future, we can see continuous deployment as well. So I do have an example continuous integration here. So let me just copy this one and I will explain what it means. Okay. So first, let me create the folder. So here I'm going to be on the root of my directory or repository, and here I'm going to create .github. And in GitHub, I'm going to add a folder workflows. Yeah. And in workflows, let me just add a file. So this structure is already shared in the file or in the challenge document. So make sure to just for it again. So continuous integration dot YAML file. So I'm going to write a YAML file, and here let me just paste it. So you can install this as well. But let's see what it means. Okay. Let me just hide this one. And so CI is just the name of the action, and the trigger is push. So push. So this is whenever I push, and pull request is whenever there is a pull request. Okay? So it's going to run on Ubuntu. So it's going to run this virtual environment. So this is going to run in the Ubuntu OS. And the steps or the things that are going to be run is so it's going to use actions slash takeout at before, and the name is setup Python. And so it's going to run Python version 3. Let's say 11. Yeah. And then the second action is install dependencies. So we already have the requirements to a text, so it's going to install them. And lastly, it's going to run tests. So it's just a CD or a very easy test, which is Python dash version. Okay. So it's going to do this. So we have seen how we can push them. So here I can see it. So I'm going to add it and also add. I can actually discard this because I'm not going to be using it. So it's going to be deleted in the notebooks. But yeah, let me come here and core the commit. And commit. And let me push it. So since the branch is new, it's going to publish it and push it. So here, let me refresh this. So I have one branch that now it should say 2 branches. So I can come here and take a look at this. So it had added a new folder that we have worked on before. So we can merge it in 2 ways. So the first one is I can just come here and git checkout main, and then I can say git merge with the course CD, or I can just create here. I can come here and compare. Create a full list. I'm going to create a full list, and then it's going to check if I can be like if there is any conflict or so, and if it's not, push it or merge it. So if I go back here, I can see that in main it has added the GitHub workflow program. So yeah. So what does this do? So since it's on push, let me just create some. Let me just create a Delhi file. .py, and here I'm just going to say print forward. So just the demo things. I just wanted to show how the CI/CD is going to work. Okay, so here if you can see, it's going to pull 2 things, which means the local main is behind the remote one, and it's going to add or push 1 commit, which is the new one. So let me just do that. Why is it? I think there is a conflict here. Okay, sorry. I should have actually. Let me go. It's not like it. I think it has diverged, so we need to remove one. It should be working. You should work. Yeah. So diverged was I don't know, but now it should work. So here, if I refresh, we have the page.py file. It's now testing it. So here, so our stream workflows has a page actually. So we can see why it failed. So let me just open one of them and you can see why it has failed. So an error occurred on YAML line 10. So let me just go back here and ping. Why is it not working? Should work. But should work. Okay. Think we can edit from here as well. So here. It was explicitly working. There's no. Okay, so let's just remove this one for now, but we should check it first. Now we check it, quality, but for now, let me just do this. And for the actions, we can see that it's queued. So it's building, it's in progress, and you can see if it has error and what kind of error it has, and so on. So in the requirement file, normal site package is not writable, and so on. So you can fix it if it has any problem or issues, but for now, we can fix the requirements. Users. Okay. I think this one is here. Maybe the naming is wrong. Maybe the naming is wrong, but no, the naming is different. I have made a mistake.
I think it is just having the error. Check it. Deep installation.
Yeah, it's actually. So I have made requirements, the spellings is different from those files. So on the CI file and on the real file, it's different, so that's why it's failing. But now it should be working. So it's building, you can see where it is, and it has completed the job. Up and so on. So then this, so here it should show the version. So it's, yeah, it should show the version since we are our version or our test is just to show the version. And here it has a install the requirements and so on. So here, if you come here, you should see it right. Yeah, so here you will see excesses. So here it means that it has passed our automated testing. Just so earlier the mistake was the naming here, and the naming that I have used when creating the YAML file was different. So this one, the last file was different. So that's the issue. And here now, what I should do is, so every time, so I have made 2 changes on remote. So I should put them to my local. So this will also change. Yeah. Okay, so that's it from my side. So if you have any questions, please ask. I think we took a bit of much time, but yeah. Okay. So we have seen how we can add README file, and I have also included some more YouTube videos that you can check. And if you have any questions, please ask. Okay, let me just go through these questions if I have missed any. Okay, any questions, or is it clear? Okay, in that case, so I will be sharing the slides on Slack. Yeah, yeah, I can actually share it here as well. Plus, I'm going to share it on Slack. So, yeah. Okay. Thank you guys for joining, and have a great day. Yeah, if you have any questions, please ask on Slack. Anyone, you can find anyone with the name Twitter and just inbox them or ask on the channels or on the week 0 channel. Okay? Okay. If you don't have any questions, I think we can wrap up. Any announcements, Malit?
Nothing from my side.
Bye guys, see you tomorrow. See you on Slack.